We should not be utterly cast down. He holds us up by his untraceable handy hand. I heard somebody else say, your grace and mercy brought me through. I'm living this life because of you. Let us pray. Father God in heaven, we come with expressions of love and gratitude, leaning and depending upon you. We pray that you will bless these thy people as we go through this day. Our prayer in Jesus' name, amen.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP. Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station. Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now.
One, two,
let's
check
go.
one, two.
Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on
All right, Pensacola, good morning,
Monday
good morning,
through
good
Friday
morning.
From 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on
Yes,
Channel
sir.
12 and listen on
Morning with Vernon.
WBQP Radio on your phone,
Now get up,
Alexa,
get up,
or
get up,
CarPlay.
get up, get up.
WBQP
Where your
is your
coffee at this morning?
information station.
A terrific, wonderful Wednesday. Wonderful Wednesday, y'all. Good morning. Hump day, middle of the week, y'all. Yeah, we halfway through the week already. Halfway through the week already, y'all. Valentine's Day is up on us. You got to get Cupid. Be Cupid. Ooh, yes, sir. And only a few days away, fellas and ladies. So get ready and get prepared, y'all. Also, get prepared for this great show we got today. You know, the first thing I like to do is to make sure, just to make sure that you share this information with everybody else, okay? So you share this information with everybody else. Tell everybody that the Blues Hound Good Buddy Vernon, Morning with Vernon is on, okay? You make sure you tell everybody that we're on this morning. I want you to share. If you're looking at us on social media, okay, looking at us on social media, please share, like, and comment. If you're looking at us on YouTube, okay, if you're looking at us on YouTube, please like and with on YouTube, y'all. I want to make sure that you make sure that you subscribe. All right, subscribe. It's easy to get us. RDOTO/WBQP. Just that easy, y'all. and tell everybody, just download, just go to the store, your app store, and just download the app, okay? Just download the app and share and share and share alike, okay? Share and share alike. All right, y'all. Good morning. You got Vernon this morning. All right, we got a great show lined up for you this morning. We got a great show lined up for you this morning, okay? Now, what we're going to do this morning, just going to tell you what we're gonna do. Let me just preview the show this morning. You know, we're gonna naturally do our morning headline, what I call the WBQP headline news, and not just news, it's the news you can use, just the headlines that we're going to go over, just headline stuff that we do every morning, okay? National news, local news, state news, you know, we go over it all. So you can look forward to that. So you can catch up on what's going on in and around your community, okay? In and around your community. Then we're gonna move on. To some Black history stuff. You know, we want you to know your Black history, y'all. It's important. If you don't learn it, okay, you repeat it. Okay, if you don't learn it, you repeat it. About 7:30 time frame, y'all. We got Mr. Community coming on, Mr. Ellison Bennett. Ellison Bennett, he comes on every Wednesday at 7:30 and let us know what's going on around town, okay? Let us know what's going on around town. At 7:45 time frame, y'all, we got Mrs. Jill Daggs would be on talking about what's inside of Okaloosa. What's inside of Okaloosa. Then around the 8 o'clock time frame, I got my Wednesday co-host, Mr. Charles D. Thornton Sr. He will be on at around the 8 o'clock time frame. We're going to talk about various things, and I want to know what those, he's a Republican, so I want to know what those crazy ass Republicans doing. And so we're going to be talking about that. Well, it's not all politics, because he just co-hosted the show, but that's what I get a chance to see what's happening in the political world on the other side. All right, we got a special guest this morning at around the 8:30 time frame, Mr. J.T. Young. He's the Vice President and General Manager of the Gulf Coast region for the Florida Power and Lights. You don't want to miss that interview, okay? You don't want to miss that interview because he is going to be very informative, okay? Very informative. All right, y'all, let's take a commercial break. When I come back, we're gonna we'll get right into it. Okay, we get right into it. So stay tuned. Y'all make sure you tell number one, get this number here. Tell everybody the Blues Hound is on. The RDO.TO/WBQP, or just go to your Play Store in your phone and download the WBQP TV and WBQP radio app and tell everybody Vernon is on this morning on both radio and TV. All right. Good morning, y'all. All right. We'll be right back.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
These new Times the Cash scratch-offs have a fun multiplier feature. They're fun. You're fun. We're fun.
Agree to agree. Times the Cash scratch-offs from the Florida Lottery. It's good fun. Looking for a moment of faith, hope, and connection? Join us for Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson, live on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio. Every first Wednesday of the month from 9 to 10 p.m. Call in, share your prayer request, and receive prayer in real time. Mark your calendar starting February 4th. Prayer, perspective, power. Only on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio.
Viola's Menswear, 2727 West Cervantes Street, Pensacola, Florida. Gentlemen, fine clothing at an affordable price. Suits starting at $139. Dress, shoes, hats, and accessories. Here at Viola's Menswear, 2727 West Cervantes Street in Pensacola, Florida. Call today at 429-7146, 2727 West Cervantes Street in Pensacola, Florida.
Navigating heart care can be challenging. Baptist makes it better with the latest treatments and innovations and the area's largest, most experienced heart team ready to create a care plan just for you. All when you need us most. Let Baptist make it better. Baptist Healthcare.
Some mobile companies make it hard to get a good deal. But at Cox Mobile, we know there's a better way to save. A smarter way. That's why we run on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability without breaking the bank. You'll pay as low as $30 per line. It's a win-win. Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile.
Hi, I'm Bubba Peters with the Escambia County Property Appraiser, reminding you that March is the deadline to file for your homestead exemption, which reduces your property tax. You can file on our website or visit our office. You will need a valid Florida ID and Social Security numbers for each owner. Owners with disability and seniors over 65 may qualify for additional exemptions. Our friendly staff will be happy to assist you with filing for any additional exemptions that you may qualify for. If you have any questions, please call us at 434-2735 or visit our website at escpa.org.
Got projects in mind? A Pen Air home equity line gives you access to funds without the fees. Pen Air Credit Union. Join us.
I remember these. Will I have the money to send my kid to college? Well, that's specific. How long has that been there? 7-letter word for a bank that helps you reach your goals.
Synovus. Order for Synovus?
Thank you.
Are you Synovus?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask or should I?
A solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Let's talk about your potential today.
Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home has been in business since 1913. Hi, I'm David Hawkins, the owner of Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, saying we are a full-service funeral home. We offer pre-need funeral planning. We have a newly remodeled chapel and conference facility. Stop by and see us today. We have 9 vehicles, all waiting to service you. At Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, we appreciate your stopping by. On behalf of all of our family here at Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, thank you so much for allowing our family to serve you.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
Father God, right in the midst of our coming this morning, we come praying in confidence and trusted comfort while conceding our will to your will, because thou art the Almighty of the heavens and earth. It's by your grace and mercy we have come this morning, making good our living that you may be satisfied. In the name of Jesus, the Christ, we pray. Amen.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
Happy Monday. Here's your WBQP weekly weather forecast. We're kicking things off with a stretch of mild, dry conditions. Monday looks pleasant with highs around 62 degrees and a cool morning low near 48. Tuesday warms up nicely with a high near 67 degrees and a low around 50. By Wednesday, temperatures climb into the low 70s with a high near 71 and a low of 56. Thursday brings our warmest day of the week so far with highs reaching around 74 degrees and lows near 58. There's a 20% chance of rain, but many areas may stay dry. Friday cools slightly with a high near 70 degrees and a low around 49. Overall, it's a comfortable week ahead with warm temperatures and only isolated rain chances late in the week. This is Cheryl Mulrain with your WBQP Weekly Weather Forecast.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
All right, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Morning with Vernon. Morning with Vernon this morning, y'all. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. It is hump day, y'all. Hump day. Yes, sir. I want to say good morning to everybody under the sound of my voice this morning. People that's listening in around the world and around the country here. We definitely want to say good morning to you this morning. All right. We want to try to talk about some news that you can use this morning. We always go into our news section. We talk about the headlines. What I'm talking about, headlines that you can use with the Morning with Vernon show this morning. Okay. Headlines that we can use with Morning with Vernon. Yes, sir. I want to say good morning to everybody that's under the sound of my voice this morning. And so let's get into some of the news stories that have been plaguing us. I want to start off with a good story, I guess, and I want to go back again to Mr. Devin Weatherspoon, y'all. Just so proud of this young man. We got great things happening for him. Some real good things happening for him, okay? Great story, great story. So hopefully that he's going to be heading for the Hall of Fame. You know, who knows? Yes, sir. Who knows? He's going to be doing some good things as far as we are concerned. Okay, so I just want to start off at least with some good news. Well, I reported yesterday, y'all, some not so good news on yesterday. A accident on I-10 that left 2 children dead, y'all, age 7 and 4. So that is certainly something that we definitely don't want to like to hear, but it is what it is. Another tragic story we reported on yesterday. We reported that a car accident up in Florenton, Alabama, up in Florenton, Alabama, that caused the death. In fact, the young man actually survived this. Okay, he actually survived it, and we're so glad that he did survive it. But he's still hanging on for dear life. Okay, he's hanging on for dear life up in Florenton, Alabama. These are bad, tremendously bad accident. All right, speaking of more sad news, this young lady here, as the day passes, y'all, as the day passes, we are unfortunately getting more sad news about the death of a 5-year-old child. She's been charged with manslaughter. Yep, she's been charged with manslaughter. That they say that the child basically starved to death, lack of malnutrition. The child weighing 20 pounds when they found him. So she's being held at the Escambia County Jail without without bond as we speak here. So it is totally unfortunate that we can't protect our children. Okay, our sister turned her in, so this is really sad news. Okay, really sad news that we have to report. Okay, another story that's in the news that may affect you, may not, but affect me, because this news is about a school closing in Escambia County, private school. In fact, the school that I sent my children and my grandchildren to is Escambia County Christian School, y'all. And many of you have sent your kids to the school. They've been around for more than 60 years, y'all. Been around for more than 60 years. Is having to close its doors. And it's not unfortunate that it has to close its doors, but it's closing the doors in the middle of the school season. Kids and parents are now scrambling, trying to find other schools to take their children. And many of them depended on vouchers and scholarships and whatever they like to call them. And some schools may not be able to take them. Some parents have multiple children in that school and are unable to find other private schools to put them all in at the same school. And so they may have to resort to going and putting back into private school. But unfortunately, the Escambia Christian School in March will be closing after 60 years, okay? We'll be closing after 60 years. I just cannot imagine that. My daughter went to that school from kindergarten all the way through the 8th grade. My son went to that school. My granddaughter went to school. So it's kind of a sad thing to hear that school is, unfortunately, and it has to do with the declining enrollment in the school and obviously the ability to support it financially, to support the facilities and the teachers and everything due to the cost that's involved. The board of directors did send out a letter yesterday, so you can go on your news sources, and I believe Channel 3 has it on its website, so you might want to check that out as well. All right, other news over. Let's go to Fort Walton Beach for a minute. Remember this Airman Fortson got shot and killed by a police officer. He's an Air Force airman. Justice still hadn't been served there. The officer involved, this happened approximately 2 years ago, and still no justice. Attorney Crump showed up again yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, day before yesterday, demanding that something be done because, as I understand it, the trial has been delayed again. And so the mother, Miss Mika Fortson, said that she deserved justice and Roger deserved justice. So it is amazing how these things put families in agony, and they continue to delay and delay and delay. And so they're there demanding justice for their child, okay? Demanding justice for their child, which is rightfully so, okay? Rightfully so. They should be demanding justice. All right, I'm going to turn. I guess we said I was going to turn another page here. The crime rate in Escambia, in the city of Pensacola, by the way, on yesterday, I had a representative, Mr. Cliff Collins, associate city administrator with the city of Pensacola, and he broke that news to us about the crime is dropping in the city of Pensacola. It dropped from 28.6% since 2023. Homicides are down in the city of Pensacola by 78%. Robbery are down about 52%. So that is a very good news, I think, considering the news that we've been having. So Mayor Reeves also touted that in his annual, he has a weekly 10 o'clock news conference, if you will. And that's what he reported on yesterday. So violent crime are down this quarter in the city of Pensacola. We should be very proud of that. And I think Mayor Reed is trying to contribute, new technologies and his bipartisan support with the community. And he says that contributed to this drop in crime. Okay. They have other stats, including like 25% overall drop in violent crimes. And that's including theft and grand theft auto and car burglary, and aggravated battery is also down by 22%. Okay. Wow. That's good news, I think, is to report. All right. We'll move on to the next story. This guy here, if you will, he's been sentenced to life in prison without parole. Okay. A 36-year-old man by the name of Micaiah Fountain. They convicted him of second-degree murder in January, so he's on his way to prison now. He killed his 32-year-old girlfriend, and she was a mother of 4, and he buried her not too far from somewhere off of Fairfield Drive, back in 2024. They finally arrested him, but now he has been charged. Not only have been charged, but now has been sentenced to life in prison. Okay, justice is served in this particular case. There, Mr. McHale. Wow. All right, can we move on to the mother? Let's go to Santa Rosa County and see what's going on over there in Santa Rosa County, y'all. Now, over here in Santa Rosa County, they just reporting Santa Rosa Sound view burned back into compliance. They had what they call a controlled burning, and where a developer was burning of properties so that they can develop some houses there in a housing development down in South Santa Rosa County. And there was some concerns about whether or not they was doing it correctly, because they didn't want the fire to get out of control and so forth. And they didn't want to have a brush fire. So the Florida Department of Forest Services shut it down, okay, until they was back into compliance. So when they finally got it back into compliance over the weekend, and so now that they're back in the business, and a lot of it had to do with the environmental concerns around the sound side there, everything. So everything again is back into compliance. Okay, back into compliance. The next story here again is this man here. Woo. I tell you, we always have some kind of a funny story to tell you. This guy here, he was cutting off people in traffic and pointing a gun at them. He's over in Walton County. I thought I want you to look at this guy. It's always something there. He's a 34-year-old man. He was charged with and arrested for road rage, where he was pulling a gun on multiple people, trying to pass them and pointing guns at him, and he must have been high on something. So, but he got charged with some felony counts of false imprisonment. He got charged with aggravated assault. He got charged with firearms by a convicted felon. Got charged for unlawful carry of a concealed weapon and driving without a license. I told you that driving, don't you know that driving, it would get them every time, y'all. It would get them every time. Thought I'd throw that one in for you. Also, let's move on to another story. When in Escambia County, we were talking about burn just a while ago over in Santa Rosa County. There's a story here in Escambia County where fire destroyed some sheds and some vehicles and then killed several chickens, y'all. Yep, killed several chickens. So I imagine when they came up on that scene, I hope they had their lunch. If they didn't, well, why have to let that chicken go to waste? I don't know, but no, I'm wrong for that. That's just one of my opinionated thoughts there. But anyway, the Escambia County Fire Rescue did respond to multiple structure fires on Tuesday, and they lost a couple of sheds, and there's a couple of vehicles that was set on fire on yesterday, and some say that several those vehicles total lost, and chicken. There was some chicken that was was in the shed that perished during the fire. Now they got a investigation going on with that to determine, was that fire accidental or was it caused by something else, maybe electrical malfunction or whatever. Okay, so we'll have to see what happens in that case. Okay, this guy here, Mr. Zuckerberg, y'all remember him, y'all remember Mr. Facebook man, Mr. Zuckerberg, y'all. He's trying to move his location to Florida. Can you believe that? He wants to move to Florida. Why, I don't know, but that's what is being reported on the national scene, that he purchased a mansion located in South Florida. Maybe he's going to be moving next door to his good buddy, Mr. Donald J. Trump. I don't know, but he's claimed that he wants to live somewhere in South Florida. And so he said he's moving out of California. He don't want to be bothered with those liberals over in California, because he says that he's just trying to get away from that one-time 5% billionaire tax. People with billions of dollars that can never spend it in their lifetime, my lifetime, or your lifetime, worried about money. But if you stop and think about it, if you spent your money, maybe you wouldn't be a billionaire, right? So maybe that is the reason billionaires have money, because they're stingy with it, okay? And maybe that's why they got money, okay? Probably so. All right, let's move on to some weather stuff. They reporting some very, very heavy fog, okay? Very heavy fog. So if you're out driving, going to work this morning, or be careful, because we're going to have some dense fog up until before it burn off sometime around 10, 11 o'clock today. So be very careful. And as Channel 3 News is reporting that very, very, very heavy fog there. All right, now ECUA is reporting the fact that they're very proud of the fact that with this new reimagining Palafox, they took this golden opportunity to replace some much needed plumbing under the streets there on Palafox Street. They installed this brand new 5-inch water pipe, and there was I guess was the ideal time, the absolute time to do that, while the street was already torn up. So they took the opportunity to not only install bigger pipes, bigger water mains, but they also extended it. You know, they was shorter. They extended it by hundreds of yards when when they did that. These are great big water main, like 12-inch pipes. Mr. Woody, who's in charge of ECA, very proud of this upgrade they making there to putting in these new big 10 to 12-inch size pipes, and now they won't have to do it for many years. So certainly that project is on schedule, and hopefully with that $10 million investment that we got in this project, it's going to beautify and make things a lot better downtown Pensacola. Yes, sir, sure is. All right, Miss, moving on. They arrested another man here in Mobile County. Y'all remember we reported on the people that are missing, 2 adult females and a child. We've been reporting on it all week. They are missing in Mobile. They arrested the boyfriend or the husband last week. Now they arrested his boss on yesterday. Don't know, even if I knew his name. I think his name Juan. Anyway, these are illegal. They claim that they are illegal aliens. So that may explain where these other people are. You know, they are considered illegal aliens. So I suggest, number one, if they can't find them, you need to probably talk to ICE. They might know exactly where they are. But anyway, this man, Guillermo, Mr. Juan Guillermo, he was accused of kidnapping one of those family members, and he was going with one of those 17-year-old girls. There's a 40-year-old woman missing, and a 17-year-old girl missing, and a 2-year-old child missing, and they don't know where they are, and nobody's saying. So 2 people now under arrest, and it came out yesterday that, and I can believe why this haven't just found out yesterday that these are considered illegal aliens, and that's maybe why you didn't see a lot of the fanfare. It has been reported, though. It has been reported they're missing. So either they may something met with foul play, or they may have returned to their home country. Or ICE may have gotten them. Who knows? They don't know where those 3 individuals are right now. So, but my money is on ICE. Check ICE. All right, let's move on to another story here. This is Milton man here. This man was indicted on a felony for possession of a firearm. Okay, possession of a firearm. He is a 32-year-old guy that a grand jury charged him with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. You know, you hear me always saying every time I say, well, I don't understand why felons they get caught by do one crime, but they get caught by doing another crime, which, you know, this guy, wow, it's amazing. His name is Darren Leroy Vaness. He had to, he's violating probation. He shouldn't have had possession of firearms anyway. In a lot of these cases, they're busted on basic traffic stops, But this guy here, I'm not exactly sure how he was busted, but all I know is that they indicted him on felony in possession of firearm charges because he is a convicted felon. So be careful out there. Be safe out there because you never know who you run into. All right, let's move on to some other stuff here. This has to do with the Florida Department of Transportation. They began emergency work on Scenic Highway to repair that erosion of the road there in over on Scenic Highway. So if you're in that area, y'all, if you're over in that area, be careful. You're going to be trafficked. You might want to, and the reason I report this is because you might want to avoid that area if you going to work. Okay, you don't want to be late to work because the traffic probably is going to be backed up. Okay, all right, moving on. All right, moving on to another story. We talked about these fires and the fire chiefs. He just wanted to set the record straight, I guess, about the fire that was over in Lillian, Alabama. They said that was probably the worst fire they had in a long, probably ever, over in Lillian, right next door to us. It destroyed over 40 acres of property and many structures, which highlighted the fact that they need to do something about the water, to replacing the fire hydrants over there. That the fire hydrant, they found that the fire hydrant only can produce X number of gallons of water, and which contributed to the fact that they couldn't control the fire. So now they got on the agenda to put in better fire hydrants that can produce more gallons of water, so they can save a lot more pressure, So that's our neighbor over in Lillian, Alabama. All right. Speaking of that, now this story here, y'all, this is a national story. I thought I just throw it in, okay? You look at TV, right, and you see these shows, or law shows, and you see the law enforcement officer shows up eating their lunch in a gruesome murder scene and everything. So, and that's the reason this story is in the headline. They said, "Do not order food delivered to a crime scene." This happened to do with the Guthrie case, y'all. If you've been following that story, it was broke last night. They released some footage, if you will, of a suspect, and actually, as I went to bed, I hadn't checked this morning. As I went to bed, they had a person of interest. They arrested, brought into custody a person of interest in that case. So we don't know what the deal is and how much the person involvement, or if they're involved, but they got a break in it some kind of way just by providing that footage. She had a Nest Cam that it was tampered with, and she did not. And that is another lesson too, y'all. If y'all got these Nest Cams and these cameras, that many of them have subscription services, and her services had elapsed. She did not have prescription services, and so all the footage that would have saved her wasn't available because she didn't have a subscription. But however, remember, nothing is ever deleted, okay? And don't you remember about these cameras? Nothing's ever deleted. So law enforcement officers got with the doorbell folks, the doorbell cams, and this was a Nest Cam, and they was able to retrieve the footage, and that gave them a break in the case. And so therefore, it led to somebody being able to being brought into custody, at least being questioned right now. So we'll keep your eyes on that story. They're supposed to have been kidnapped, this woman, and they wanted millions of dollars in Bitcoins and so forth. So they're all over it. But anyway, I brought the story up to tell you about a Domino delivery driver just walked up to the scene to Nancy Gultry's front door trying to deliver some pizza, okay, and and uh, and just left. And so they didn't know who who ordered the pizza. Well, the police officer ordered the pizza. The news folks ordered the pizza. But anyway, that I just they just throw that story in there. All right, next story here. Michigan, y'all. Michigan, this is another national story that Michigan just joined Oregon and California in blocking the Department of Justice as a voter roll lawsuit that hits 24 states right now. I want you to get in. I want you to read about that, if you will. Okay, you go and read about that because that has a great implications that going to affect us all with that lawsuit there. Okay, I'm not going to get much involved in. Did you ever wondered why the Supreme Court just like a 6-3 majority, and you wondered why all these folks, the world's so divided. How the folks on the Supreme Court are getting along? Can we all get along? Can we all get along? Well, we'll see. Now, according to this lady here, our Supreme Court Jackson, saying that they all considering the division in the courts and everything. She claimed that they all get along pretty good, and I guess that is some good news, if you will. That is some good news that they at least they get along. Okay, and then lastly, there was some reporting, some news about the Tennessee lawmakers trying to push for a constitutional right to grow food at home. I did not know that was an issue, y'all. You need to I guess read about this. I had no idea that you were not allowed to grow your food at home in Tennessee. So I just saw that as a headline. So I want you to go in and look at the story and find out what that's all about. All right, lastly here I'm going to talk about, we're going to do a little fact checking here I don't know, I'm going to give you some homework. I'll give you some homework to do, okay? Give you some homework. Some questions about the Mega Act versus the SAVE Act. And it has to do with voter restriction. Don't have Charles Thornton. Charles is my political pundit. And when he gets on this morning, I'm going to ask him to explain the difference between the Mega Act versus the SAVE Act as it relates to voters registration, voters rule. And basically, that they're just trying to make things safer. MAGA world is trying to make things harder and stricter for you to vote and so forth. But we'll see what these laws is all about. All right, y'all. That basically is what I had in terms of headlines, what I call news you can use, basic headline news you can use, so that you can go out today and you can get all of the different details from your own news source. Well, you get it from the Pensacola News Journal, you get it from WAR, you get it from WKRG, WALA, you get it from any of the NBC 15, any of those news sources, whoever you look at, Fox News, CNN, whoever your news source is, so you can get the details on it. But I just want to share with you a little bit before you get out and about in the morning, so you know what's happening in the world. All right, y'all, only have to take a commercial break, but when we come back, we will be talking at 7:30 time frame here. Hopefully we'll be talking to Mr. Ellison Bennett about what's going on in and around your community, y'all. All righty, we'll be right back, y'all.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
Looking for a moment of faith, hope, and connection? Join us for Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson, live on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio. Every first Wednesday of the month from 9 to 10 p.m. Call in, share your prayer request, and receive prayer in real time. Mark your calendar starting February 4th. Prayer, Perspective, Power. Only on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Call State Farm agent Arthur Searcy for your personal price plan today.
I remember these. Will I have the money to send my kid to college? Well, that's specific. How long has that been there? 7-letter word for a bank that helps you reach your goals.
Synovus. Order for Synovus?
Thank you.
Are you Synovus?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask or should I?
A solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Let's talk about your potential today.
Navigating healthcare is hard. Baptist makes it better. With convenient locations, easy scheduling, and skilled, compassionate doctors. All when you need us most. The next time you need care, let Baptist make it better. Baptist Healthcare.
Some mobile companies make it hard to get a good deal. But at Cox Mobile, we know there's a better way to save. A smarter way. That's why we run on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability without breaking the bank. You'll pay as low as $30 per line. It's a win-win. Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile.
Stash your money somewhere smarter. With 5.05% APY, Pen Air's high-yield checking puts your money to work and earning big. Pen Air Credit Union. Join us.
These new times the cash scratch-offs have a fun multiplier feature. They're fun. You're fun. We're fun.
Agree to agree.
Times the cash scratch-offs from the Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
Day or night, your loved ones show up for you. At HCA Florida Healthcare, we do too. Because you're the center of our family, Florida's largest healthcare family. And you'll feel it in everything we do. HCA Florida Healthcare. We show up for you.
Need a new outfit for a special occasion? Look no further than Viola's Men's Apparel. Viola's has been providing the latest styles and accessories in Pensacola for over 20 years now. We have clothes for every occasion, and we offer consultations and group discounts. You can trust that our care, quality, and class will be unmatched. Viola's Men's Apparel for all of your menwear needs.
Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home has been in business since 1913. Hi, I'm David Hawkins, the owner of Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, saying we are a full-service funeral home. We offer pre-need funeral planning. We have a newly remodeled chapel and conference facility. Stop by and see us today. We have 9 vehicles, all waiting to service you. At Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, we appreciate your stopping by. On behalf of all of our family here at Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, thank you so much for allowing our family to serve you.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
In the midst of prayer this morning, we are lifted and strengthened when the feebleness of our left hand touches the wholeness of God's right hand. Let us pray. Dear God, we bless you with such as we have on this morning. It's our left touching your right. It's our brokenness with tears, which mutates into righteousness. Now, Lord, make good this day for us, that your glory may be revealed to the weak and faint. Our prayer in Jesus' name, amen.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
Happy Monday. Here's your WBQP weekly weather forecast. We're kicking things off with a stretch of mild, dry conditions. Monday looks pleasant with highs around 62 degrees and a cool morning low near 48. Tuesday warms up nicely with a high near 67 degrees and a low around 50. By Wednesday, temperatures climb into the low 70s with a high near 71 and a low of 56. Thursday brings our warmest day of the week so far with highs reaching around 74 degrees and lows near 58. There's a 20% chance of rain, but many areas may stay dry. Friday cools slightly with a high near 70 degrees and a low around 49. Overall, it's a comfortable week ahead with warm temperatures and only isolated rain chances late in the week. This is Cheryl Mulrain with your WBQP weekly weather forecast.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
All right, now I got to turn my mic back on. Good morning, everybody. How you doing this morning? Yes, sir. It is 7:30, y'all. You know what that means. I have my good friend, Mr. Ellison Bennett on. I called him Mr. Community, y'all, and he has what I call the Community Information Report here. Ellison, I'm going to try to get you on here. Just 1 minute here. I gotta put you on a connection here that I want to make sure that everybody could hear you and everything, so you can hear me as well. I'm trying to connect there to if you hear me now. Hopefully that you are able to hear me, Mr. Ellison Bennett. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to hear me, Mr. Ellison?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, very good. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Vernon, and good morning to your listening audience. Doing well. Just been dealing with the weather as everybody have. Cold at night and warm up during the day and keep your sinus out of control, but it could be worse.
Yeah, I guess you got a point there. So it could be worse.
So Vernon, we're celebrating Black History Month, and you know, I'm a firm believer that history should be taught every single day, not just in February, but all 365 days of the year. History should be taught. So this morning, I just want to go down a list of things that, and I know we don't have time to go over everything, and I want people get a pen and pencil, and jot some of this history down, if the listening owners are listening. Okay, first of all, between 2023 and 2025, right here in Pensacola, Florida, the overall crime rate went down 28.6% decline in overall crime. And I like to give kudos to Chief Eric Randall, who was the chief during that time. That is significant in our community that the crime rate went down. Same time in the county of Pensacola, Escambia County, murder rate went up, crime rate went up. So, again, Chief Eric Randall, the city of Pensacola, under your leadership and your professionalism, want to thank you because you're part of our history that we will always mention when we have an opportunity to do so. Escambia County Christian School is closing in March. Now, some people say, well, why is that important? Because the school year normally don't end until late May. So the question that I would like to ask the administration at Escambia County Christian School, what are the children going to do for the 2 months they will not be in school? How that's going to affect the parents going to work? Is that going to affect the children in their studies, moving on to the next grade? That is a general conversation that I think should be had. And we know it's all because of funding. The governor and the administration in Washington, D.C. Have cut funding to a lot of schools. So that Escambia County Christian will be officially closing in March. Normally they would close in May. Anyone that can reach out to that school and offer some assistance with children after school, that they can help these parents get through this transition in time, I'm sure would be greatly appreciated. Want to send kudos out. I think everybody know who Weatherspoon is that play with the Seahawks now. That young man who played his high school ball at Pine Forest High School, and I know I got to give kudos to my school, Booker T. I know we got football players from them that went on and did great things in the NFL. Horace Jones was one of the first people, the first black person from Escambia County that got a Super Bowl ring with the Oakland Raiders, and I know his accomplishments inspired these young players that's coming along now. But anyway, Weatherspoon played for the Seahawks. He was what you call a slot defensive person. Some people call him free safety. He was able to roam whenever he wanted toward the quarterback. And he forced 7 hurries or tackles, if you will, and forced a fumble. And he was just a name. If you were watching the game, when the defense was on the field, they called his name often. Weatherspoon.
Absolutely.
Kudos to him.
They sure did.
Yeah. And a lot of people go like, why do they keep mentioning Weatherspoon? That's because if they had been fair with the MVP award, they would have did one for the offensive player. I understand the running back ran for 135 yards, but certainly Weatherspoon should have got the defensive award because the last fumble, when he hit the quarterback's hand, the ball popped loose, and his fellow defensive player picked it up, ran it in the end zone, and that sort of put the nail in the coffin for the New England Patriots. Also, I want to mention
before you move on,
I bet you didn't know I was one of the greatest get back in football of all time. I should have got a Super Bowl ring if I had to play. I wouldn't allow to play. Do you know what the position to get back play?
I'm sure you're gonna tell me.
Yeah. I played get back. Every time I want to get out on the field, the coach said, get your ass back, boy. Get back on that bench.
Vern, you keep the world smiling with your great sense of humor. You keep the world smiling.
Okay.
Disney World, for people that go down to Orlando, we'll be closing for renovations at Disney World in Orlando. Are they doing something to some of their theme parks, upgrading? But don't panic. Won't be closed for long. I think it's only going to take maybe a couple of months that they will be closed because they're not going to miss all that revenue they make from people coming from all over the world going to Disney World.
Yeah.
The three young men at NB Cook, Vernon, that did a history fair project on my life story, and I'm by no means promoting myself. I'm promoting these children. They were 11 years old, one black and two white children, had contacted me, the parent of one of the young men, probably 3 months ago. And she said, my son want to use your life experiences in his history fair project. I said, okay. Well, they went ahead. They not only won the competition at their school, MB Cook, on 12th Avenue. I received a text yesterday that when they presented this before the district, they won district competition, and now they're headed for the state competition. And I just want to just tell these young men, just go for it. Go for the goal. Go keep it moving. Because imagine this, Vern. 50 plus years ago, no black student was allowed to go to NB Cook. Fast forward to 2026. Say again?
I didn't know that.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know that black students. MB Cook was a white school?
Yeah. Dr. Augustus filed a lawsuit against the Escambia County School District because his daughters live 3 or 4 blocks from the school and they wanted to attend the school. And because of segregation, they wasn't allowed. So fast forward to 2026, just think of this. Here's 3 children that thought enough of somebody that they did not know to use my life experiences in their project, and they were so successful in presenting this. They did the research, they did the presentation, they wasn't reading from no script, they spoke from their heart. I got a chance to witness the presentation at MB Cook a couple of weeks ago, and now they headed for state competition. I hope Mr. Leonard and Mrs. Payne, the other people at the school district, and I'm speaking of the superintendent and assistant superintendent, understand what these young men have achieved. They are at a school that everybody knows, if you know anything about MB Cook Elementary, that the best of the best students go there. You just don't say, well, I'm going to MB Cook. They got really high achieving students. So I just wanted to acknowledge them this morning. I'm so proud of them accomplishing the things, because you go before these different judges that's judging people. You never know what the outcome is going to be, and they're receiving the message that you're trying to portray. So I remember some people thought their presentation was a fictional character. And when I did visit the school, the teacher of the drama class, if you will, said, no, he's real, and he's sitting right behind you all. And when the ladies, there were three ladies that turned around, one probably was in her middle 30s, the other one probably was late 50s, and the other one was in her 40s. All three white judges had tears in their eyes to hear that a young black man that was trying to feed his family was the first black letter carrier in Haines City, Florida, received death threats every single day that I went to work. For some reason, Vernon, I have to give all praises to God. I had no fear of going to work every day. Can you imagine going up? At that time, the mailboxes was up on the door. And I remember a lady on 2nd Street told me, say, don't you dare ever come in my yard again to deliver the mail. And of course, she used the N-word, and I said, okay, ma'am. So I went back to the post office. I said, this lady will not be getting no mail until she.
I done lost you there somewhere.
Looked in the pigeonhole and saw me casing the mail. The death threat was at the post office. The other clerks heard it. The postmaster was aware of it. And her responsibility should have been to contact the postal inspectors. They come down, do an investigation, and make sure all workers for the federal government was in a safe environment. That did not happen. I just wanted to share that this morning. As I said, not boasting myself, but I'm so proud of those children because they don't know. They have made history here in 2026 by sharing with the Escambia County School District something that happened not in the 1800s, not in 1930 and 40, but it happened in the early 80s in Haines City, Florida. Haines City, Florida. So we got a governor now that want to get rid of history because it offends some people. These three children embraced history, and I'm just so proud of them. And now, Vernon, I know I don't have much time, but I want to go through some things here. For 246
coming up next.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, that's it, because I got Jill coming up at 7:45, but go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to go quickly. For 246 years, from 1619 to 1865, we endured slavery. For 99 years, we lived under Jim Crow from 1865 to 1964. For 86 years, we experiencing lynching, legalized lynching from 1882 to 1986. 14 years of fighting for civil rights from 1954 through 1968 and living under the threat of police brutality until the present time. So that's my Black History report this morning. I want to say thank you for people listening. Teach your children. Don't worry about what the governor say or the president say or the speaker of the house say. Teach your children, because if they Google their phones, which they do every day, any day, they would find hundreds of inventions that was done by Black people. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
All right, Mr. Ellison Bennett, thank you. All
right, y'all. Mr. Ellison Bennett, Mr. Community, y'all. He's with the Community Information Report. It is 7:45, and actually 7:44 and a half. I got inside Okaloosa. Yeah, let me get Mr. Ellison graphic off of here. Why can't I see myself on here? Here we go. Yeah. And I guess who else I see? Look at that. Look at that. Ooh. Lord have mercy. But anyway, y'all, this is Miss Jill Daggs. But let me play her intro first. I got you an intro, Jill. Here we go. Excuse me.
Welcome to Inside Okaloosa with Jill Daggs. Tune in on WBQP TV every Wednesday at 7:45 a.m.
I love it. Thank you so much. Wow.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right. So that is fabulous. Thank you so much, Vernon. I really love that. Thank you, everybody, for joining us yet again on Wednesday morning for Inside Okaloosa. I hope everybody had a great week so far. The weather is changing, so it's good to be a little chilly in the morning and then warm up during the days. So we're not out of winter, but we are surely slowly moving towards our wonderful Florida weather. Vernon, how are you this morning?
I am well, Jill. I am well. How are you? I can't complain enough. Did everything go your way with the Super Bowl and everything?
Sure. We decided we would, before the game even started, we would be Seahawk fans. So we were Seahawk fans. So yes, it won. And I for those that didn't really understand, but just to me, of course, Bad Bunny did his thing. But at the end, the American flag surrounded with all of those wonderful black and brown flags representing all of the true reality that the United States of America, which is now the States of America, are really united with so many different backgrounds. And that is what makes us the states and supposed to be the United States of America. So for that, I think it was fabulous. It was wonderful. We got together. We had Derek Scott at Escambia County, BJ Brunius and Christina Forrest out of Santa Rosa County, myself, Tamara Charles, Christina's husband, another young lady. We all got together at, I think it was Pedro's in Gulf Breeze, and had a good time, had some Black history information. We did a Super Bowl bingo. I won, and I got a t-shirt and a watch. But it wasn't that. It was really bringing three counties together, which is Vernon's vision for this. He has Escambia because that's where he is. So Pensacola, you guys are well taken care of and always have been. And now he's adding in Santa Rosa with BJ and Christina Forrest, and Okaloosa with myself. And we're just one big happy family always anyway. So it's good to be able to share the information across the counties.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're all in it. We're the Northwest Florida. One big family.
Yes, the true part of Northwest Florida, not just Tallahassee. Many people and many candidates forget that there's a whole stretch of Florida past Tallahassee, and that would be all of us.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes we're forgotten, but we're very important, and particularly politically, we're more important than people realize. So that's been proven.
Yeah. So if they go back to 2018, which was the I think that was the most powerful time. So in the primary of 2018, when you had it neck and neck with Andrew Gillum and Gwen Graham, it was the first time ever that they actually called. Because remember, in Tallahassee and over, they closed their polls at 7, which is actually 6 o'clock our time. And they literally were neck and neck. The entire primary was based on the outcome of the panhandle, those in Central Time Zone. And we pulled it through for Andrew, and it was amazing. And it felt good. And I literally was getting calls like, it's all up to you guys. It's all up to you guys. And they never do that. And they were like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
But you know, Jill, if they had to put a little more time and effort and resources and money into Northwest Florida, Gillum would have been the governor, the first black governor of Florida. And we wouldn't be in this mess we're in today.
Yes, I feel like they were not prepared because everybody thought Gwen Graham was going to win. This is just the inside scoop. And so they weren't prepared to roll out the plan that they needed to roll out. And if you were engaged, you realized that there wasn't really a plan rolled out to almost October, which only gave him 1 month to try to hit all of Florida and specifically Northwest Florida. And although he did come and he did his best, you need a structure that starts if the midterm primary is August 10th, that next structure should start within the next 4 days.
Well, I hope that's a lesson to them so they don't ignore us anymore.
Yes. And so we have to get engaged. We have to be involved, which we'll go ahead and highlight our fabulous last week. You caught us. We did do, thanks to Jerry McIntosh, because I was like, I don't even know how I'm going to do this, because we were literally in the Capitol. At the time of the show, we were in the IMAX Theater getting ready to be inspired by leadership, legislators and partners of Equal Ground. And we were still able to come to you. So I thank Vernon and Mr. McIntosh for giving us that opportunity. And it was powerful. There was over 250 individuals from Miami all the way to Escambia County, bussed in, some of them drove in, and we were able to, like I said, we were absolutely inspired. That first 2 hours was, okay, we're ready. You were rejuvenated. You were ready to do the work. You were ready to ask the hard questions. You were ready to go to session and sit on the floor and represent your thoughts and ideas. And we did that. And I have to tell you that it is an experience that once you have, then you understand better the struggle that they have with a supermajority, which means right now the House and the Senate have so many Republicans that the Democrats are definitely the minority, and not just the minority. They don't need them to vote at all because they have a supermajority. So it doesn't matter if they say yes, no, hi, bye. The Republican supermajority can make whatever decision they want to along with said governor. And so it's rough for them. So it is good to reach out to them, tell them thank you, but also tell them the issues and concerns, not only to those that we think are like-minded, but to reach across the aisle or across your political whatever, and say, hey, you know what? You guys have the supermajority, but we're going to hold you accountable. There are things that you need to do. You were elected to represent the constituency, all of your constituency, not just those that look like you or think like you. And we have that power, and we just have to share with our communities that you have that power. It's given to you. It is your right. You have that power. And we no longer can sit back and complain and or do nothing. We must be active, educated, and engaged and vote. So that is my view on that.
But you know, Jill, you bring up a very important point. We're going to have to hold them accountable, I know they got a super majority, but sometimes simply asking make a difference. If you just throw up your hand and say it's not going to make a difference anyway, that's going to be a problem. So I think that even though they got a super majority, you have people on there that may be of goodwill and know right from wrong, and maybe you can get to their conscience, and maybe not. But you would never do it if you never ask. Yeah. So,
Correct. And so
yeah.
when we met with legislators, that was some of their requests, not just to reach out to us, but reach across the aisle. If you have someone that you think that the power of your phone call, your text message, your email to them is going to make them at least think, help us by reaching across the aisle and sharing your views. Because if we do nothing, like Vernon just said, then nothing happens. They don't know what you're thinking, and they're thinking for you. And we're not here to allow people to think for us. We're here to work together so we can strategically plan out what's best for our communities.
One of the things Derek told me the other week, because me, sometimes I'm on our show, Our Voices, sometimes it appears that I'm on the other side. And I always tell Derek that you probably need to listen to the other side, because I was raised up with the philosophy of there are three sides to every story: your side, my side, and the truth. But unless you hear the other side, you don't know what and why they're thinking or doing what they're doing. And I use my analogy all the time, Jill, about somebody tell you got a tail. You don't have a tail. Just don't ignore it, because they're telling you it for a reason. Maybe you don't have a tail. Maybe your belt loose. Maybe your suspenders loose. Something that you might trip and hurt yourself. But at least check it out, and at least know where they're coming from, because these people believe what they believe for a reason. But how are you going to counteract it if you don't know what they believe? Okay. So, so Derek told me the other day, he said, Vernon, you know what? I now understand why you think that you should listen to the other side. He said, when I went down to Tallahassee and I heard those folks. Now I understand why you're saying you need to listen to them to see where they're coming from, if for nothing else. So, but that was an experience. Do y'all do that once a year? How's that done?
Yeah, Equal Ground comes in once a year. Every other year, it's early in the year. So this is early session. That's why we did February. Next year, it'll be late session, March or April. And they come in every year. They put together the buses. They bus us in. They put together the legislative days so that you can actually meet with legislators, that you can also go to session. They feed us breakfast. They feed us lunch. They feed us dinner. And it's all free. And they do this because they understand. And it's open to everybody. So on that bus and in that room were many organizations, bipartisan, nonpartisan organizations. So it wasn't just, oh my gosh, we're going to get together a group of Democrats or just Republicans or MPAs. There are a full spectrum of people that are just saying, how can we impact the change that's so desperately needed? And daily, I think people are understanding that regardless of your party affiliation, that there is a need to protect and to come together and work together to be the change. We can no longer expect for people to come and save us. We have to build community, and community is not going to always look the way you want it to look, but community is how we exist, it's how we survive, and it's how we thrive.
Okay, now what's going on inside of Okaloosa this week?
So this week in Okaloosa, or this month in Okaloosa, I'm going to highlight some things going on February 14th, which is also Valentine's Day. So they have, for the sickle cell awareness, they have Melodies of Love. That is Saturday, February 14th in Fort Walton. They'll have live music, community expo. They have just a time for people to come together and learn about sickle cell, which is very critical in the Black community. It is something that we do need to highlight and be educated on. So that is a fabulous opportunity. And then right after that, that evening, the Okaloosa County Democratic Black Caucus is putting on their Valentine's Day Black History dinner. You guys are all invited. Tickets are $25 for single, $45 for couples, and it's going to be at the historical Carville Hill School located in Crestview, where they will be celebrating soon after that, 100 years of Black history, that school in Carver Hill, just for a well-known or unknown fact, but should be known, in Okaloosa during segregation, all of the Black students, regardless of how far you lived apart in the county. And remember, our county is not just those cities, we've got municipalities and other locations. Everybody was bused to Crestview if you were Black. And so Carver Hill School is a place that built heroes and leaders and gave dreams to Black students because of segregation. And so we picked that location on purpose. And then on the 21st, Carver Hill Historical Society will be celebrating 100 years of Black history at Carver Hill School. Zeta Phi Beta Blue Review Harlem Nights is March 14th in Fort Walton. It is also a scholarship fundraiser. And I think it's good. I liked what Ellison said before when he was saying that if the students Google, but I would add this. The reason we want parents and grandparents and faith-based leadership and community leaders to talk about Black history, not only to our Black students and our own children, but to speak about it, is because if you Google, you might Google the wrong thing, these new narratives that they have out there. And I have to tell you, Vernon, we went into House of Representatives office, and they usually have about 6 people in that office. And I picked up this book, and this book was trying to tell young children that slavery was good and that everybody just worked together, and they had Black people and white people building crops together. And I was like, what is this? Outright lie. But they had the books out there for people to come and look at. And it was a children's book narrated in children's beautiful colors. Not true. But so we need to be careful to just tell kids to Google, because you just never know. They're changing everything. Yeah. So I would say Ellison is absolutely right. We need to speak about it. We need to talk about it. But let's make sure that the Google information is accurate and truth. And we sat in some hearings where they talked about why it's important to keep Black history, truthful Black history. And everybody that got up there said truthful Black history, not narrative from our elected officials, but the truth.
Right. Okay. Well, I preach that every day. We need to teach our children Black history. It's on us now. We're going to have to do it, because if we're going to teach them the right way, we got to go back to the way they did it in Africa. The griots passed it down by word of mouth, and maybe we have to start that again. But it's on us to know our history and to teach our history, Jill. I always tell folks that if you don't remember your history, you're going to doom to repeat it. I can tell you that right now. And so that's why every day I put something on here like this for Black history. I say you can learn it or repeat it. Hopefully we're going to learn it and learn from it and everything. Okay?
I agree. We're going to learn from it. I know my time is up. And so I just want to say to Vernon and to our listening, watching, viewing audience, thank you. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for the support that you give to WBQP. Thank you for the support that you give to our communities. We want you to have a very blessed day, a wonderful week, and don't forget to take care of each other. Thank you.
All right, y'all. That's Miss G. It is Jerry sometimes call her Miss Jill Scott, but this Jill Daggs of Crestview, Florida, y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.
All right, y'all.
Love you.
Jill.
Welcome to Inside Okaloosa with Jill Daggs. Tune in on WBQP TV every Wednesday at 7:45 a.m.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2,
Looking for a moment of faith, hope, and connection? Join us for Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson, live on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio. Every first Wednesday of the month from 9 to 10 p.m. Call in, share your prayer request, and receive prayer in real time. Mark your calendar starting February 4th. Prayer, Perspective, Power. Only on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio.
Stash your money somewhere smarter. With 5.05% APY, Pen Air's high yield checking puts your money to work and earning big. Pen Air Credit Union. Join us.
These new Times the Cash scratch-offs have a fun multiplier feature. They're fun. You're fun. We're fun.
Agree to agree.
Times the cash scratch-offs from the Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
Where does energy come from? Where does it go? At Pensacola Energy, we know that energy transfers from one form to another. Endless hot showers from our natural gas energize you. Your energy inspires others and grows into a positive energy force. Environmentally friendly, reliable, affordable natural gas from Pensacola Energy. We are your energy, Pensacola. For details on rebates, call 850-436-5050 or visit PensacolaEnergy.com.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Call State Farm agent Arthur Searcy for your personal price plan today.
Reign in the new year with a dazzling smile. Dr. Paul and the team at Marcus E. Paul DMD Gentle Family and Cosmetic Dentistry offer expert and comfortable dental care. From tooth replacement to addressing various needs, their friendly staff is ready to assist. Visit their office or call for the care you deserve. Achieve a beautiful smile with Marcus E. Paul DMD Gentle Family and Cosmetic.
Viola's Menswear, 2727 West Cervantes Street, Pensacola, Florida. Gentlemen, fine clothing at an affordable price. Suits starting at $139. Dress, shoes, hats, and accessories. Here at Viola's Menswear, 2727 West Cervantes Street in Pensacola, Florida. Call today at 429-7146, 2727 West Cervantes Street in Pensacola, Florida.
And action.
Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home has been in business since 1913. Hi, I'm David Hawkins, the owner of Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, saying we are a full-service funeral home. We offer pre-need funeral planning. We have a newly remodeled chapel and conference facility. Stop by and see us today. We have 9 vehicles, all waiting to service you. At Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, we appreciate your stopping by. On behalf of all of our family here at Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, thank you so much for allowing our family to serve you.
Navigating healthcare is hard. Baptist makes it better. With convenient locations, easy scheduling, and skilled, compassionate doctors, all when you need us most. The next time you need care, let Baptist make it better. Baptist Healthcare.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
Father God, we come situating ourselves by disconnecting with this world and connecting with heaven. Casting all our cares upon you, praying our way through like the woman with the issue of blood. Now, Lord, we come with expressions of love and gratitude, asking you to bless us as we go throughout this day. Our prayer in Jesus' name, amen.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
Happy Monday. Here's your WBQP weekly weather forecast. We're kicking things off with a stretch of mild, dry conditions. Monday looks pleasant with highs around 62 degrees and a cool morning low near 48. Tuesday warms up nicely with a high near 67 degrees and a low around 50. By Wednesday, temperatures climb into the low 70s with a high near 71 and a low of 56. Thursday brings our warmest day of the week so far with highs reaching around 74 degrees and lows near 58. There's a 20% chance of rain, but many areas may stay dry. Friday cools slightly with a high near 70 degrees and a low around 49. Overall, it's a comfortable week ahead with warm temperatures and only isolated rain chances late in the week. This is Cheryl Mulrain with your WBQP weekly weather forecast.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
All right, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. It's 8 o'clock, actually a little bit after 8, but I got my Wednesday co-host this morning, this guy here called Charles D. Thornton Sr. I said we call his segment The Other Side, because he's a black Republican, and that's where I learned get my black Republican education from my good buddy Charles D. Thornton. Good morning, Charles. How are you this morning? Charles, turn your mic on, Charles. Turn your mic on, Charles.
This morning, I'm wonderful this morning. I'm always excited. I don't know what to expect, but I'm always excited to come on Wednesday morning with Vernon because you keep me sharp. You keep me sharp. You're
all right. Hey, Charles. We got a guest on, probably this morning at 8:30. Do you know this young man here?
Oh, JT. Yeah.
Yeah. JT is going to be our 8:30 guest this morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I call JT friend.
Really? What did he call you?
I can't say it on the air.
Yeah, I didn't think you could say it on the radio.
I can't say it on morning reporter, but he got a couple of names for me, I guess. Oh, you got Florida power. You got the power. Hey,
we're gonna have the Charger said we're gonna have the power on this morning.
You got
here.
the power.
Yeah, we got the power.
Well, yeah, you got the power this morning.
Yes, sir. You gonna think we owe me? You think we're gonna what is it, Omar?
Omar, yeah, that's what
Omar think he has the power, but we got the real power here.
Yeah, the power. Except JT not gonna ask for a donation, brother. Every now and then they pass out some trinkets.
Well, hey, Charles. Hey, talking about we make donations to Florida Power. I make a sizable donation to Florida Power and Light every month, and I imagine you do too.
I do too, and particularly with this water spread. I was talking to someone last night, Vernon. It's ironic you bring it JT on because they were saying that they have a place that they kind of like sitting dormant, and they go by every now and then, but they keep everything going. They were saying their power bill went from $50 and some dollars a month and that cold spell. They just got their bill. It's $200 and some dollars a month. They said they didn't do anything different, but some folks, but I'm sure.
They didn't do anything different. What do you mean they didn't do anything different?
They
kept warm.
What? No, they wasn't living there. But they go by every now and then. But they kept the heat on, and somebody told them that.
Well, Charles. If they kept the heat on, what did they say?
Well, they were told that that hot water heater, something got some coils in it, and even though you don't change it, it put more pressure. The cold weather put more pressure on the coil. But that was a very sophisticated kind of answer to that. And I know JT as an administrator. I don't know how much he know about all the other stuff, but yeah. They bill jumped up a couple, but
well, we said that before, Charles. That we've been reporting on here with this no cold weather. Expect your light bill to go up, your gas bill to go up. But it's just hopefully it's just going to be a 1 or 2 time thing because of this weather we have. So I'm afraid to even look at mine. I already ready to pay a high light bill. So
I haven't gotten.
You know how I treat bills like that. If I don't see it on, I just pay it and don't worry about it. If I look at it, then I get mad and then my blood pressure goes up. I just ignore it and pay it and just live and let life flow.
I'm going to tell you, when I was a young man, this is what I used to tell them, Vernon. I used to get behind a little bit, and the folks be calling me about my bills. Not now. I pay my bills. I want everybody to know I pay my bills, but not now. But back then, I would tell them, I would say, you keep calling me. I say, the way I pay my bills is I pull some stuff. I pull my bills out the hat. I write it down and I throw them in the hat. And I say, you keep calling me, your name not going to go in the hat.
Yeah, Charles, same thing. Happening to telephone people call me up. You don't pay your bill, Blues Hound. We're going to cut you off. And I said, if you come down there and cut my phone bill off, I come down there and kick you. Hello.
But they have some of them can get back to you. They'll talk to you any kind of way, but then they say you can't talk to me like that. I mean, but anyway, I'm so happy. But JT is my friend, so hopefully, I look forward to having JT on. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I do.
We had him on the Thornton Review a little while back. Yeah.
Oh, did you have him on the Thornton Review? Okay.
Yeah. We had him on the Thornton Review a little while back, and he was.
Yeah. But Charles, since we're on the subject of the Thornton Review, tell everybody about the Thornton Review.
The Thornton Review is a show that we bring on politicians, elected officials. I won't call them elected officials. Community leaders like Vernon Watson, the guy that's over at the Escarosa, Sheriff, just people running for office. What we try to do, and we give them a platform where they can talk for about 45 or 50 minutes. So it's not, and what we're getting ready to do, we're getting ready to tie it up in the snippet. But we inform the community of what's going on. Individuals they normally don't get. Most folks don't like politics, but whether you like it or not, politics somewhat runs your life on a day-to-day basis.
It's a part of everyday life, Charles, whether you like it or not. Politics controls your life. So
the decisions that are made, the laws that are passed, the taxes, how much money goes to this, how much money goes to that. Even within your neighborhood, your elected officials have say so about how much money you want your sidewalks paved. You want a light coming on you want a light coming on in your neighborhood. Politicians make that decision. They distribute the money. Just how much security you have as far as patrols in your area. So whether you like politics or not, it really has a direct influence on your life. Your school board officials, members, they're elected. Those are elected officials, and they represent you in your particular district. Even at ECUA, having to do with your trash, we elect. Each district has someone representing them
Yeah. We had Larry on yesterday, Charles.
You did, yeah. And politics, even with Florida Power, there's a governing board that handles the electric company and that oversee that and have input into it. And a lot of things that we do have to go, and that we want and that we really need have to go before the politician. When big businesses get ready to come to Pensacola and set up, they go to the mayor, city council, they go to the county board members seeking some type of incentive to bring their business here. So politics, none of us like it, but that's why I try to tell. If you're not satisfied with where you are, and what's going on in your community, you need to engage, get involved into politics, because we somehow has gotten the thing like we work for the politician. But if you really look at it, because we're the voters, the politicians work for us. And we're their boss. They are not our boss. Even though they have what you call more collective power than we have. But in order for them to get that message across, you have to unite and be on one accord. And you also have to vote, because whatever you go to them and you ask for something, they have a role where they can look at the voters in that particular area. And if your area is a low voter area, they're probably going to say, them folks don't vote anyway. That, I'm not sure they say that, but they're probably going to say they don't vote. So you get put on the back burner. The A1 voters, the communities that vote. So
let's talk about a couple issues. One political issue, but I want to dread that. But I want to talk about, because we don't hear more than just political stuff. I want you to think about this Guthrie, the lady that got kidnapped. Have you been? Because I know you're a news junkie, and I know you are a political junkie. So I need your opinion, first of all, on the meme that the president sent out on Barack and Michelle. I don't want you to deal with it too heavy. I just want your opinion on that, and whether or not you think he should apologize for that. And then let's move on to another, because I want to talk about some other than politics.
As far as that, the thing about Barack and Michelle, I think he should have. For me, if it was me, I would have. But even if it would have been,
you was his advisor, what would you advise him to do?
I would have advised him, because most people say he put it out. Now, if you look at what he said a low-level official, somebody that works for him, put it out. He has distanced himself from it. He's saying that
buck stops with him, though.
Yeah, he wasn't aware, and most people are not going to believe that. Most non-Republicans are not going to believe that. Most of, and we accept.
You got that. One sitting here not going to believe that, but go ahead.
But Tim Scott got upset. I got upset. A whole bunch of.
Can we talk about that for a minute? I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm surprised. I called Tim Scott the Black Mr. Ed. That's just my nickname for him. But anyhow, I'm surprised that he took a stand this time. What's with that?
Well, you have to take a stand, because no matter how you feel politically about a person, that's a personal attack, and that's bringing racism, and that's bringing race into the mix. And as Republicans, the hardest thing we have to deal with, if every group has their own particular card, and as African American, Black people, we have a race card that we will play. And once you play the race card, then that, I heard loose lips saying, sometimes
what race cards. White folks don't have race cards? I think they play it all the time. They don't have a card, Charles.
They don't.
White people got a whole damn deck.
They don't have a race card, but they have a tool they have a tool in that toolbox that they're able to use sometime. And a lot of times you look at some things, and I'm not talking about the good Republicans here in Escambia County now.
You got good Republicans here.
I don't allow that right here in Escambia County.
That's right, Charles. You take a stand. You make sure you control these Republicans here. I'm glad you own that. So we got to have folks like you to protect our interests. Okay.
Yeah. I'm somewhat semi their leader, so I have to make it. So when they get a hit, I take a hit. Every time they take a hit, I take. So I have to make sure we stay. But in some places, it's a word thing. People can use certain words like just certain words. You know what I mean. And that'll have a connotation that reference like crime, this, that, and the other, all that kind of stuff. You use it. Sometimes you probably need to use it if it's happening. Then you have to use it. But just to bring it up, by the way, there are certain things they have something in their toolbox that they can use. But we don't control that much, Vernon. We don't control that much, so we have to have that card. We use the card.
Whoa, Charles. What the hell you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Y'all control every damn thing. What are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about
black folks, Republicans.
African American
okay,
community.
I got you.
Yeah,
I stand corrected.
We don't own as far as financially, so we have to use certain things to try to get to an equilibrium. But what we need to do is maybe collectively, what we need to do, and I always say this, is come together in spite of our difference and pool our resources. And that way we can have some control, monetary control over certain things. Some people look at you like in politics. You don't vote, you don't do this, you don't do that. All you do is complain about stuff, but never you talk to each other about it. They don't respond. So what we have to do collectively, get our political power together, put our economic power together, support our differences. I'm a Republican, but I'm still part of the community. I'm part of many different communities, but I'm part of the African American community as well. You guys see me out there, but we look at our difference. We let our differences.
And Charles, that's what I like about our race. We're just not monolithic. We got black people that think our philosophy is just as diverse as other races, okay? And that's why we got black Republicans. That's why we got black independents. That's why we got black Democrats and so forth. And so we don't all think alike. And so therefore, I want to move on, Charles, for JT get on. I want to ask you something that's going on in the news, and I know if you've been following the Savannah Guthrie situation, right, if you will. What do you think about that situation? Some people thinking it's not real. It's amazing they think it's a setup or something. I understand that they found a person of interest they talking to. I don't know whether they arrest him or not. But what are your opinion on that?
Well, when it first came out, I didn't think it was going to take them this long, and this is just an opinion. That's what I'm giving this one. Exactly. When I first saw it, I wasn't sure. Nancy Guthrie, she's 84 years old, and at first I thought maybe this was a inside job, family feud, or something like that. I'm thinking maybe something internally. It could have been that. And then I'm thinking maybe someone is focused on Savannah, and this is the way to get back at her, is to get to her mom, because it's important. There's talk out there about the brother-in-law. Now, this is just talk. This is not my belief, but I'm just saying, repeating what I heard, that the brother-in-law, her sister, brother, and there was a lot of things. And then I couldn't get no evidence. Then yesterday, they finally came up with something. I've never known the FBI not to come up with nothing except for that blood, and I think if she's out there, and if she's still, I kind of find it hard to believe that she's in the care of someone with the medication type of medication she was taking. She only had a few months supply and still living, Vernon. I'm not sure she's still alive. And if she is alive, then she would have to be with someone who's pretty much aware of her medications and things like that to keep her going. She has a heart monitor. If she got that heart monitor, someone should be able to monitor that particular heart monitor. So I'm not sure she's alive, but if she is alive, then it's someone who's very much aware of her needs and the things that she needs to keep her going. And I'm not sure this is all about the money. I've never seen anything like it. I think eventually it'll be resolved, and I hope when they resolve it, I hope she's living. But I don't think it's going to be too far. I don't think it's going to be too far from the tree when they find out what's going on. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you, Charles. You know, they disconnected that monitor, so if she needed that to survive with, unless somebody really sophisticated and hooked up to a different one, I don't know. We'll see how this story gonna play out. Okay, so
and that person of interest yesterday, that turned out to be a zero, but they're probably going to end up doing it again.
Yeah, they did turn them loose.
They turned him loose. Yeah, they let that person win, and he said, you know, he was complaining this morning, say they kept him out there about 2 hours. Well, I think I seen them out in Pensacola, Camden County. They keep them out there 3 or 4 hours sometimes.
Well, they cut him loose. Well, I think they grasping at straws, and hopefully they'll come up with something on it. Okay. I see that JT logged in, Charles, and he'll be popping in here in just a minute, and we're going to be talking to him this morning about things and about Gulf Power. So JT, if you're listening, come on in. I see where he is already logged in, and so there he is. Charles, you know this young man here? Good morning. How are you, JT?
So far, so good. Good morning. It's good to see you, Mr. Watson, and good to see you, Charles, as well. And great to be here. Looking forward to conversation.
All righty then. Well, very good. I'm glad that you got an opportunity to come on. Charles, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I'll just tell JT, it's always good to see him, and we have a, you know, we love JT. Pensacola love JT.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
And not because partly because of your good look, but mostly because of your work.
see, JT, Charles will try to flattery, and I tell him all the time, flattery get him everywhere with me.
That right now. It does. It gains some points, doesn't it? Yeah. I like that.
It absolutely does. So, JT, how you doing this morning?
So far, so good. How are you doing there, Vernon? Good to see you.
I'm well. Good to see you. I wanted to have an opportunity to interview you. You know, you're a man about town, and you serve an important position here in the community. And I want folks to get a chance to see who you are. And most folks know you. You were born and raised here in Pensacola, right? Give a little bit of your history here.
Grew up here in Pensacola, Florida, on what's now known as East Hill off 12th Avenue. But that's home. This is home for me. Did public schools all through. Graduated from Booker T. Washington. I tell people it was during a time that it wasn't where it is now, but graduated from Washington. Went to Pensacola State. Back then it was Pensacola Junior College, and then went to University of Florida. Got an engineering degree there, and started my career actually in North Alabama at a nuclear plant. Did systems engineering work there, and then worked at another utility in Central Florida before having an opportunity to come back to Pensacola to work for Gulf Power Company, which I did for about almost 30 years with Gulf Power before leaving to go to Memphis as president and CEO for Memphis Light, Gas, and Water. And was there for about 4.5 years when an opportunity created itself for me to consider to come back home here to Pensacola to be in my current role with Florida Power and Light, and just really, really been blessed. Love it. Grateful to be back home. We never sold our home here. We had a house here when we left to go to Memphis, but we had always planned to come back to this community, and this was where we wanted to be, my wife and I. And turned out that the opportunity presented itself, and just a blessing to be back home. Grateful to be here. My wife and I, this coming November, will celebrate 41 years of marriage. We have
congratulations.
Thank you. 2 sons. Our oldest son and his wife live here. We have a grandson who, of course, he's 2.5, and he's the leader. He runs the show. He runs GPAW. He runs me. And so we are blessed to have him here in that family. And then we have a younger son. He and his wife live in Atlanta. They just moved back from Paris. He works for Delta Airlines, so they live in Atlanta and been married. They just got married a year ago. And so our family is really blessed. My mother, I grew up, as I said, over in East Hill, and my dad worked down at the, what was back then called, down at the Navy base. He was civil service. He worked years ago, it was called NARF.
Yeah.
NADEP. But he worked down there, and he passed away several years ago. My mother just passed away a year ago, 2 months shy of her 100th birthday. She was with us for many, many years. God blessed us with her. And but both our parents, my sister and I, were raised here together, and our parents really spent time trying to instill in us importance of values and how to treat people right, and those kind of things that you don't learn in school necessarily, but those values are really, really important. So we were just blessed to have that. We didn't have a lot of money, didn't have a lot of those other things, but we were really blessed in ways that I think made a difference. So we were grateful.
I understand you was a graduate of Harvard Business School in General Management.
Yeah, so had an opportunity while I was with Gulf Power. Then, of course, Southern Company had a lot of opportunities from a leadership perspective. I participated in a number of leadership opportunities, got an MBA from the University of West Florida. But I did have an opportunity to go to Harvard Business School and attend a general management program. And that was really eye-opening because I was in that class with folks from over 80 different countries around the world. And it was eye-opening to be in that environment and to have an opportunity to learn from other people and to understand the values that they bring to the table, but also to learn more about, from a business perspective, how things operate. That was also eye-opening for me as well. And so those things have helped me to really try to make sure in my life, here in Pensacola, here in this community, having opportunities to be involved in a lot of different boards with like Baptist Healthcare and Health and Hope Clinic, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, the Business Alliance here in Pensacola that has started. We're working diligently to help improve life for our community. And also just Habitat for Humanity, being involved with them on the board has been incredible. They're doing a great job. I have seen in my lifetime the better things in this community. We've never always been perfect. But all of those things I've been able to see and been blessed by myself. I stand on the shoulders of a lot of folks who went ahead of me and set great examples for me, and I feel obligated to make sure I do the same as well.
JT, how long you been at Florida Power and Lights now?
A little over 3 years that I've been back home.
Now, over the 3 years, I've noticed a lot of infrastructure changes, and I'm sure it was for a reason. Every time I go around, it looks like they're replacing these wooden poles with concrete poles, and I'm sure that's going to be coming in valuable when we have hurricane season coming again. So I guess Florida Power and Lights have, since they took over this area, this region, I imagine they put a lot of dollars in the infrastructures here, huh?
Absolutely. One of the things that I share with folks when I have an opportunity to speak to folks what FPL has been doing. FPL has been making significant investments in our grid and hardening our grid, as you mentioned. There's no such thing as a storm-proof grid, but I will say that since 2018, the reliability of our service here in this region in Northwest Florida has improved over 60%, which means customers' power is staying on longer and they're seeing fewer interruptions. That's really what that means. And so the investments that they're making, we're making investments now in this region that we really could not have made before. We now serve over 6 million customers throughout the state of Florida, and FPL has been able to bring capital to the table and investments to the table that we just did not have access to as Gulf Power Company. Gulf Power did a phenomenal job in a number of areas. It was a phenomenal company. But what FPL is doing now is making those investments to ensure that we've actually relocated lines underground in more than 90 miles of neighborhood lines through a program that we call our Storm Secure Underground program. And we've been putting more and more lines underground. We've installed over 9,000 what we call smart grid devices on in our infrastructure out in the field, which really what that does is that helps customers, again, lights to stay on longer, but those smart grid devices can detect outages and automatically reclose and reroute power. So fewer customers see outages for longer. And so we've strengthened over 250 miles of main power lines here in Northwest Florida. I say all that to just say that it wasn't just an acquisition of a company. It was an intent to make things better for our customers and our community. And yes, we had some challenges. We had a lot of issues at the start that we're still working to correct. But I want our viewers and customers and the public to know that that our main objective was to make things better. And that's what excited me about coming back home.
Okay, a couple things I want to throw out, and but then I got a question. Number one, make sure that your folks send your jobs if they are hiring at Florida Power, like locally. You send us job opportunities, and we can help get them out for you. And also, send your advertising to WBQP too. Now, don't forget about us when we start advertising. And I had a relationship with Florida Power and Light. They changed ad agencies, so I'm out the bat. So we're gonna talk about getting me back into the loop. Now, I'm saying my little 2 cents worth in.
Vernon, I got one for him.
Okay.
JT, as far as moving the building, the corporate headquarters there.
That's my question next.
Yeah.
You're on it, Charles.
Somewhere else. How are we doing on that?
Yeah, so many of our viewers may have heard about the fact that we have it's called our Bayfront office here down here on Bayfront Parkway. We have listed it for sale, and you may have heard about that. And since the merger, just go back 8 years ago, if you will, was when we announced, just about 8 years ago, was when the merger was announced. And then a lot of things happened during the transition. As I mentioned, FPL is a very largest utility, and one of the largest utilities in the nation, certainly the largest in Florida. And one of the things that happened after that merger was FP&L did a phenomenal job finding efficiencies and better ways to serve our customers. Part of that, of course, had to do with the fact that now versus 8 years ago, we do have fewer employees in the region. We have fewer employees actually in the Bayfront building. And so one of the things that we're working to do is make sure that we're efficient in everything we do, including the occupancy that we have in our facilities. And so we have first and foremost, our commitment is to our employees. And one of the things I'll tell people this often is that when I came back here, I had like a three-legged stool, a three-pronged priority. One was our employees and our customers and our communities. And that's really been our focus as well. And even as we talk about selling the building, at the forefront of this is making sure that we're taking care of our people, making sure that we're taking care of our customers and the communities that we serve. And so the makeup of our employees in this building is nowhere near what it was. The numbers of employees in this building nowhere near what it was prior to the merger. And because of that, we're trying to make sure that we're doing what's best in the best interest of all of those folks, the employees, our customers, and our communities. So right now, as we sit, we do not have a per se deal on the table. I know there's been some rumors out there about, oh, it's already sold and all of that. That's to my knowledge, that's not the case. But we do have a lot of interest, as you might imagine, in the facilities. But I want our community to know that we're going to take care of our customers, we're going to take care of our communities and our employees as we go through this transition. I do not know exactly when anything might happen with the building. Exactly, it would not surprise me if sometime later in the year we might have a deal, but don't have anything concrete today.
Is there any plan for your new location yet?
I'm sorry?
Are there any plans on your new locations?
Well, we have it. We have other locations already in this area, so we don't have any firm plans today about exactly what will happen and nor the time frame. But again, when we think about the commitment that we have to our employees and our customers and our community, that's our priority. If we do proceed with a sale or another option that increases the efficiency and occupancy of our occupancy, we're going to work with the affected business units to make sure that our employees are relocated to some of our existing facilities in the area in a way that is best suited for everyone that's involved. So we're still looking at that. And again, we're not anticipating anything happening in the near term. But of course, it'll be known when that does happen.
What about the city and county? Are they asking for any oversight or input, even if they are not? Are they? What do they do? Do they have a stake in it, or do they want a stake in it?
Well, we work very, very closely with the city and the county. We do that across the systems, the areas that we serve throughout the state of Florida, not just here in the Pensacola area. We try to make sure we have folks on the ground building and sustaining those relationships. We're continuing to do that. Even today, we have been in communications with them regarding what's happening. And so we are trying to make sure that we keep those communication lines open. And there are times that we do have to engage with both the city and the county. Again, we do this not just here, but across the areas that we serve on various projects. And so we are trying to make sure we maintain those relationships as best we can at all times. We're grateful for the opportunity to work with these entities, the municipalities and the counties. They are certainly critical to our success, and cooperation is essential.
Okay. JT, let me ask you this. When you were working in Memphis before you got this job here, and you worked for Gulf Power previously, when the opportunity came up and you wanted to come back home, tell us of why Florida Power and Lights.
Well, let me sort of peel this onion back a little bit for you. So, of course, when I'll back up a minute. When I left Pensacola, left Gulf Power Company to go to Memphis, this was prior to the announcement of the merger. So the merger announcement occurred roughly 2 months, 3 months after I left to go to Memphis. So I was actually in Memphis when the merger announcement occurred, and I was certainly in Memphis during the time of the actual transition and everything happening. So I heard about it. Of course, I was coming home, visiting my mother, visiting our son. So I would come back and forth from Memphis on occasions. And I knew, of course, having been here for almost 3 decades, I knew a lot of the employees here at Gulf Power. And so I always, of course, had a heart for this community, and I wanted to make, sure that things continued to go well. And so as time went on, and I was really blessed in Memphis to learn a lot. It was Memphis Light, Gas and Water is the largest 3-service municipal utility in the country. It's serviced not just electricity, but also water and natural gas. So I learned a lot there. Every job I've had, I tell people every job I've had has been a developmental opportunity. And so I certainly learned a lot. But the opportunity that I had when presented with the opportunity to come back to Pensacola, number one, I had to think about the fact that it's home. In my heart, throughout my life, I've always really, really loved this community. I always loved it because it was good to me. It wasn't, it's not probably everything that everybody wants. And there are a lot of folks who may think that there are other areas that are better, but I've lived in other communities, and I have always found this area though not perfect, to be an area that is that leans towards harmony. I'm not saying it's always harmonious, but it's an area that leans that way. And it's an area where folks typically want what's best. Doesn't always happen, doesn't always mean that's the way it is. So when the opportunity presented itself, I was being considered, it wasn't a guarantee. I was very open because I had a contract in the role that I was in Memphis. It was a 5-year contract. It was coming up. I was coming up on the end of that contract. So timing wise, it was good, for me to think about. And as I said, we kept our home here. We had started renovating it, but we kept our home here. And so that was a blessing. We just believe, we prayed about it. My wife and I prayed about the opportunity and wanted to make sure that what we were doing was right, not just, for the moment, but for the long term.
Okay. I noticed since Florida Power and Light been charged, I'm beginning to see a lot more solar farms popping up across Northwest Florida, and people are now beginning to put more solar power in their homes and so forth. So how did the integrating solar power into traditional power source, is that going to help reduce the cost of electricity? And why are they putting the investment into solar power?
So yeah, great question, Vernon. Let me share that real quick. One of the things that, again, this is back to the value proposition, as I'll call it, that I think FPL brings to the table. And when you think about delivering electricity to customers, customers just want to make sure that it's reliable. They want to make sure that the cost is as low as possible and all of those things. And so what FPL has focused on is what we call a diverse energy mix. And what that means is that we're not relying on any one source to develop that power that we serve, that energy that we deliver to our customers. And so as part of that diverse energy mix, I mean, we have nuclear, we have gas, we have solar, we have batteries. As part of that mix, as we expand our energy mix, today, renewable energy, in particular solar, is the lowest cost form of generating electricity that there is. It just is. That's the bottom line. And so when you couple that with batteries, that's what we're also doing. We are able to A, increase the diversity of our energy mix, and B, help lower the cost of that energy to our customers. Customers pay a fuel charge on their bill every month, and that's a pass through. So whatever we pay for the fuel to get that electricity to the customer pays. And so it's when as we develop more and more solar renewable power, we actually find that continues to bring the cost down for our customers. So yes, we have been making investments across Florida with solar and battery storage because we know that it's the lowest cost option right now for our customers. But also it increases our diversity of our energy mix. And so we want to make sure that we're doing what's right by our customers. So that's something that certainly that we're doing. And I will tell you, when you see those solar farms that you're talking about, Vernon, when you see those, each one of those typically can power about 15,000 homes. And so that's when you see one of those, just kind of keep that in mind.
Okay. JT, do we have any variable costs such as fuel or anything in our bill? What costs? There's some fixed costs and there are some variable costs as well. Say energy efficient costs. Can you speak to that? The cost of that. We may or may not have any control over those costs.
No, and one of the things that we strive to do, Charles, thank you for that question. One of the things that we strive to do is to make sure that whatever cost our customers see is as low as it can be. And I will tell you that you may have heard a few months ago, we reached a settlement with the Public Service Commission, a rate case settlement with the Public Service Commission, which ultimately meant that it's a 4-year agreement, but in the region of Northwest Florida, that settlement basically is keeping our 1,000 kilowatt hour bill for our customers relatively flat for the first 2 years. So if you look at 1,000 kilowatt hour usage, those costs will be relatively flat, actually down a little bit this year, but relatively flat for the first 2 years of that agreement. And that's important And so I say that to say there are both fixed, to your point, and variable costs that customers pay. Fixed costs are things that we have invested in, those things that, whether it's an investment in infrastructure and equipment and those kind of things that's necessary. We call it infrastructure that's necessary for us to deliver electricity. The variable costs are things like fuel. For example, fuel is certainly a variable cost, whether it's natural gas or other fuels that we might use. And so primarily we use gas, nuclear, and those are the two, primary when we talk about fuels. And then, of course, on the solar side and battery side, that fuel, we try to tell people it's free because it's essentially the sun. I say that to say that we are working tirelessly to ensure that what we are doing when it comes to those costs are kept as low as possible. And so those variable costs are important to remember. You may have, customers may recall, and I will say this to our customers all the time, last month, January, we had a lot of cold weather. And what customers may see are likely to see will be some increases in their bills that they get this month from last month. And that's because of usage. And when customers, I encourage customers to pay attention to their bill. We have a lot of plans that they go out to fpl.com/ways to save, fpl.com/ways to save. They will find tips on how to save energy, everything from where to set your thermostat, to how to seal up their doors and all of that, and LED lighting. There are a lot of tips out there. And we have people here that will be willing, that we go out and engage with our customers often to help them with those energy tips to save those costs that they see on their bills. But it's a great question. It's part of the makeup of how we're set up as a utility. It's not unlike other utilities across the country, but we're working diligently to keep those costs as low as possible.
JT, we slowly run out of time, but I want to address this. People sometimes may be under misunderstanding about home solar use and power. I hear some folks, I'm going to go get solar. I don't need Florida Power and Light. I'm going to get solar panels now. Please explain to them how that works.
Well, certainly customers are certainly able to, if they wish, they are certainly able to install, and some have, solar panels at their homes. And that is certainly a choice that customers can exercise. We work with customers who do that, and we're able to work with them and provide the net metering and things that are required under the regulatory auspices that we have that allow us to allow customers to do that. I tell customers, this is what I say to customers all the time: evaluate your own personal needs. There's a lot to consider when you're looking at solar for your home. We will be glad to work with you. We have information out there on our website as well that can help customers make those decisions. We have people that will be willing to consult with you on that decision as well. And we're not here to tell a customer to install solar at their home or not to install solar on their home. I'm here to say that we believe we deliver great value. We have a great value proposition, which is high reliability, a diverse energy mix, and keeping costs as low as possible. That's our value proposition to our customers. So they must consider that as they also consider what they want to do with their own personal homes. But make sure if you're gonna install solar at your home, be sure to look at the entire picture. Insurance costs and all these other things that need to be considered, and then make the best choice for you and your family. Is what I would encourage folks to do.
Well, regardless of whether they install solar or not, and that's a major investment, but the bottom line is they still will need traditional power, even as backup and so forth. And this concept, some folks saying they get the idea, well, I can sell my power back to the power company. What are they talking about?
Yeah, they can when they have, if you have solar on your home, you cannot actually, that's what I was mentioning earlier. We have a net metering process where we do buy back excess energy. But I say that, other thing I say to customers who want to invest in solar is we have a program called Solar Together. I'm on it. I'm also, by the way, on budget billing, which I want to encourage our customers to consider as well. That helps levelize their billing and gets rid of those spikes. But Solar Together is a great program. I'm participating in it, and it allows our customers to actually participate. When you talk about those solar farms that you see, it allows customers to purchase energy from solar and get a credit every month on their bill. There is a charge, but over time, as we expand our solar footprint, that credit outpaces the charge that they have for the fixed cost of the solar that you see. And that credit then becomes a reduction. It's a reduction, but the net credit becomes a net reduction on their bill. And I've been a part of that now for 2.5 years. Right after I got here, I found out about it and I signed up for it. I just encourage folks to be able, you can go to FPL.com and find that information as well, to be able to sign up for Solar Together. It is a phenomenal program. And it's a way to partake in solar without necessarily having to put panels on your home. And that's what I've chosen to do. So there are a lot of ways for customers, if they wish to participate in solar, to do so. And that's one great way I think they can do that.
All right, we asked all the questions. I'm going to let you have an opportunity to ask us any questions, or you share with the viewers and the listeners things that we hadn't talked about that you want them to know.
Well, hey, look, first of all, I want to say thank you for the opportunity to be here today. And thank you for what you all are doing for the community in terms of getting the messages out, making sure that you are doing what's important for our community. As I said earlier, I love this community. I know you all do too. We could not exist as a community without folks like you doing what you do. It is so important. So continue the good work that you are doing. I appreciate your authenticity and the genuine nature in which you are doing the things that you do. From an FPL perspective, I want to just continue to tell our customers and tell the public how grateful we are to be able to serve you. We know things have not always been great. We're trying to make things better. That's the goal. And that's been my passion since coming back to Pensacola 3.5 years ago, is to make sure that we're making things better every day. We're not where we want to be, but we're heading in the direction where we need to be. And so I want to say thank you for the opportunity to be here today. And again, FPL.com/ways to save. Customers can go out there and learn about some of the tips that they can take to save on their power bill. And thank you again, and God bless you all.
Okay, well, thank you for being here, and understand that you have an open invitation. If you need to get any information out, you want to come back on, just let us know before I have to reach out and invite you. You can just come in anytime. Just let us know, okay?
Thank you
Charles,
very much. We appreciate it.
You got anything for JT?
I just want to thank you, JT. Always good. I learned a lot today, and most of the time I didn't say nothing because I was listening, and so I learned a lot. And the answer was good, and I'm sure the community learned a lot as well. Thanks for all you do.
Well, thank
JT,
you all.
if you haven't done anything else, at least you make Charles listen. That's a major accomplishment. I can tell you that right now.
Right? That's a big
to get him to listen.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, JT. We appreciate it. Okay.
Take care.
Charles, I tell you, as our time is up, I thank you for being our Wednesday guest. I mean, my guest, my host on Wednesday, my Wednesday host. And so I have to see you again next Wednesday. We want to thank JT for agreeing to be our special guest and everything. So, folks, I got to get out of here. My time is what do Minister Jones always say about our time is forspent? Charles, he's always said it. Our time is forspent. Y'all make sure you check out the Thorn Review right here on WBQP. Has some great programs, got great guests on this show. You just don't want to miss it. Okay. And folks, I appreciate you for coming on and listen to us. And you make sure you pass the word. Mornings with Vernon. So Charles, we'll see you next week. Folks, I'll see you in the morning. We're going to have other guests in the morning. So we'll see you tomorrow.
God bless. We'll see you, Vernon.
All right, Charles. Holla.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now.